If corporate world isn't toxic for you, congratulations! You're not regular human being anymore. You need to be upgraded as a manager. Probably it's not like that for you because you clicked on this video. So yeah, let's dive in. If you constantly dread Mondays, and if you're constantly worrying about your work, and if you're not sure if your work is gonna be good enough or not, or you don't know what kind of reaction you should be expecting from your boss or manager or whatever, if you feel emotionally drained on weekends and weekends are not enough to gain your energies back, and if you feel like your work is undervalued or you're not heard, then yes, you're in a toxic environment. At least by knowing this list, you know that you're in a wrong place. Ta-da! And I'm talking especially for women in this video, because I know for myself that corporate world has been very, very toxic for me. And especially for us, it is so hard to play like a man in corporate world. And I don't think that people fully understand the statement that men and women are not equal. Unpopular opinion. Don't come for me. But till you get mad, let me tell you, men's body cycle is 24 hours. And women's body cycle is just like 4 seasons. We're not really recognizing it because nobody tells us, hey girl, your body is different. Your hormones are different. And that is exactly why we're more emotional than men. And acting like I did not have emotions towards things drained me so much, honey. Nobody needs your emotions at work. It's been really hard for me to be like all this robotic and yes, let's focus on just results. Like, you know, journey doesn't matter. Like, come on. We are lying to ourselves. The system is toxic, okay? And you can't deny it as a woman. Even though my previous job environment wasn't that strict, I'm still drained. I'm still kind of recovering from it. If the company you're working for drains you, either you're not meant to work for corporate world, or your company is the damn problem. You're not problem, believe me. There is no such thing as bad employee, because when employer is signing a contract with you, they know what they're signing for, okay? Nobody's dumb. They know damn well what's your capabilities and skills and everything. Probably I've had 5 or 6 jobs throughout my life. I'm just 25-year-old, but that's the statistics for me. And my biggest mistake, now that I'm thinking, was that I was not living the job as soon as I noticed the toxicity, okay? I was like, what about money? I know you think about that. And yes, it matters. What about money? I won't have this stable income. And it's just like any other addiction. Stable income is addiction. And every time I told myself, okay, I'm gonna start working here because they seem really nice, and meanwhile I will just save up money. But you know what happened? I never saved up money. I always spent it on traveling and all the stuff that I ever wanted, because stable income is an illusion of safety. It's not safe at all. If you think that by risking and leaving your job you're risking, if you'll think about it, you're risking by staying there. Because stable income is illusion. You're trying so hard to make your ends meet, and then what? You have to go through the exact same thing, exact same struggle throughout the month to wait for this moment where your salary arrives. And I was always scared to leave my job because I would lose the sense of stability, and it was a nightmare for me to imagine, because growing up I didn't have much. And as soon as I tasted what it was like to have stable income and have everything you ever wanted, it was so hard for me to let it go. But the thing is, that is exactly what holds you back. So first thing you need to do is to save up and leave that place ASAP. ASAP, girl. Ambition like yours should not just waste in a place like that. You're drained, you're not heard, you're not seen, and you constantly worry about if your work is gonna be good enough for your boss or not. For your boss who is working for money. Again, I'm telling you, I'm human as well, and I was scared of losing the stability. But right now, if you're watching this video, you need to save up and do not spend a cent on anything. Just save it up for yourself. So when you quit, you actually have time and space and resources to work on yourself and move forward and achieve those goals that you always wanted to achieve. And hear me out. If you ever wanted to start something on your own but never had enough balls to start it, here's what I have to tell you. There's been tons of videos that I've consumed throughout my life about how to start something from scratch, how to escape 9 to 5, and how to escape this rat race and everything. But from spending hours on this content and books and podcasts, what actionable steps helped me? It was to find your ikigai. I know probably you have heard of this already many times, to find your ikigai, and it might already start to sound like cliche, but let me tell you, it is essential to know your ikigai. If you don't know about ikigai, it's your purpose. First, what you really love doing. Second, what you're really good at. Third, what world needs and what market needs. And fourth, what you can be paid for. This is the ikigai. So even if you write down all the possible income streams that you could work for, you should also write down what you believe that you can be successful in. For example, I had an Etsy shop, and I loved making designs. I was good at making designs, and it's a questionable thing how necessary it was for the market. Yeah, it would be something that I could be paid for. But believing part wasn't there. Only ikigai is not gonna give you anything, and only hard work's not gonna pay off if you are not sure that this is gonna work for you. If you have this gut feeling, then that's it. This will work for you. And even though I'm not seeing like really fast results in making YouTube videos, I am so damn sure that one day it will reach right people. I know. I just know. No, I don't need anyone's confirmation or anyone telling me anything about it. I just know it's gonna work. And after you find your ikigai and you believe that it's gonna work, only thing left is consistency. That's it. There is no chance it's not gonna work. Actionable step number 1, find your ikigai. You can just sit down right now and write about those stuff. Then, after finding your ikigai, you can match all the things that you could do. Creating an Etsy shop, affiliate marketing, maybe drop shipping. There's tons of things, it could be limitless. And you have internet, you have everything. So write down all the things that you could make money with those skills and with your ikigai. And third, only check those in the list that you think and you believe, like you really believe that you're gonna succeed in. If this is something you question, then you're not gonna succeed in that. And fourth, research. Research as much as possible. Research, learn, organize, and take first steps. After you take your first step, you just need to stay motivated. That's all. And I will also tell you how to stay motivated. To be totally honest with you, I think motivation is trash. Because motivation is something that comes and goes. Motivation. Have you ever seen anyone 24/7, 365 motivated? No. It's the consistency, right? But how to get this spark? You need to find a support system. What it means? It means people that you trust and you can share your ideas and vision with. I mean, it's good to have friends that you can share some gossips with and talk about meaningless stuff. That's also important. But if you do not have friends that you can talk about ideas with, you need to go and find a new network. So when you have right-minded people around you, there is no chance that you are not motivated all the time. It's like you are constantly talking to people who have these ideas and vision and who are executing on them. People are best motivators. And having them in your life makes it 10x easier to achieve your goals. Because if you're around 5 drunk, you will be the 6th. But if you're around 5 millionaire, you will be the 6th. So now you decide what to do. Second, what always works for me is to visualize my dream self and dream life. Always make it visible somewhere, maybe on my laptop screen or maybe a vision board. It is so important to always see these dreams and goals in front of you, so you're reminded what you're working for. Okay? Because let me tell you, whenever I'm working 9 to 5, I lose this vision. It's like all about like grinding for like this one day when I will get a salary. I believe there are a lot of professionals who really want to make other people's businesses prosper and succeed, and people are not so selfish that they will only work for money. But it's still somewhat so draining. You lose all the vision in the world for yourself and start to think to survive. That is why everything is so toxic in the corporate world. That's the reason. Because one day your boss won't be happy with your work anymore, because they will demand more and more and more and more and more every time, and they will be more and more fixated on the results, not your work. Yeah, your work doesn't really matter. Only thing that matters is results. And every time they want it twice as bigger and cooler, and they should make twice as much more money every month. So you lose your track, okay? You lose your vision and you become this person who is dependent on your boss's opinion, who will never stop chasing money, and you will be just about surviving. If you're a woman and happy in a corporate world, either you hit the jackpot or, I don't know, you need exorcism or something. Focusing on your why is so important. Even if you want to maintain your toxic job or maybe move to a different corporate job, you need to maintain your why. Because without the why, you're just working for money. Because I know if your boss wouldn't put his foot on your neck to make results twice as bigger and more spectacular, you would enjoy your work better. And you would focus on your why even more. And then you would have time and space to normally grow as a normal person and flourish and achieve your biggest professional dreams. But no, you don't have time for that. And by doing so, you're losing your why. You're losing your vision, your purpose, feeling of being part of something bigger. And I do not doubt why the world needs so many therapists and psychologists and mental wellness YouTube channels and people who help people with mental health. I understand. You really, really need to stay focused on your why, on a bigger picture, where you're going to. You should know that exactly and always maintain your focus on that. Always. Never lose it. Because when you have this bigger picture in your mind, you know what you're working for, and it matters. If it doesn't matter, whatever you're working for, it will always be really bad for your mental health, for your growth as a person, as a professional. It doesn't matter. In general, growth. It's really not that easy today to be in a corporate world, especially as a woman. I'm not saying that it is easy for men to be in corporate world, but it still depends on what kind of person you are. The more traumatized the person, the faster they climb the corporate ladder. I'm sure the manager in your workplace is the most traumatized person ever. Even though my previous job was remote job, it didn't make anything easier for me. I hope we will say goodbye to corporate world, but there's always but, because there are people who are not this entrepreneurial people and who do not want to start something on their own. If you want to stay in a corporate world and still have your mental health in a normal condition, here's what I would have to say. Do not impulsively leave your job. You need your savings account because you will need your space and time and resources to find a new job and really understand yourself in what area you were lacking some things and what you really needed to have in your previous job and all of that. So you will need your resources. So kind of plan leaving your job as soon as possible, but have your savings account. If you want to start working in a new company and you have high hopes that they're not going to be the same as previous ones, what you need to do is to understand their language, what language they use. if you're really, really trying to make you think like this is family-like company. So if anyone ever mentions we're a family and you should be here for a lifetime, I look at you as a lifetime shareholder or something, anything remotely similar, you leave it there wherever it is. That is one of the first signs that I always noticed in the most toxic, that they really appreciate family-like environment. I have one family and it is more than enough. You ain't need any more. If you still want to stay in a corporate world, make sure your next destination is a big company, not the small one where you need to be a family member, okay? Because in the bigger companies, there's more structure. And it doesn't matter what kind of blah, 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 we're structured monologue the boss gonna tell you, there's no structure. It doesn't exist in startups. The smaller the company, the less of a structure. Because boss always wants something new and, at the end of the day, you will be the culprit. So you need to find big ass company. Please find it. Even if you're gonna feel really small and insignificant, believe me, you will have more work-life balance. There's always structure and hierarchy. Oh, and I forgot to mention agile companies. Mostly what happens when company says that they're agile, it means that they're agile when they want. There will be signs of hierarchy when they need it. There's nobody's your manager and nobody's your boss, but believe me, there will be one guy who will come one day and will be your manager. But like passively, not your manager, but your manager. So the safest choice would be as big company as possible. So yeah, other than that, if you're not gonna work on your mindset, you will always have toxic environment. What I've noticed throughout years is that every next job I've had was better than previous in terms of toxicity, in terms of everything, literally. So you know why that happened? Not because I was lucky, because I was working on my mindset. Because without it, no matter if you're a boss or employee, you will have toxic environment everywhere. The best guarantee for not having toxic world around you is to change whatever you have inside so it reflects accordingly. Thank you for your attention. I really, really hope at least one sentence from this video will help you and will stick to you. And I will see you in the next one. Mwah!